I be having to tell niggas be thinking. He just
I do this for fun.
Spoon fed. Nah, I ain't like that.
I just had to show y'all real quick. It's one of my hobbies.
Nah, I watch it.
Brought you some more.
What's up, cuz? I'm that cousin you ain't mad.
Yeah, don't ever play with him.
I got paid to say that.
Oh, see, bruh? Son, come on,
I kept it
man.
real. I got paid. But I know the real truth, right? No, when I got paid.
Hey, who paid you?
50 Cent.
I can't believe a stand-up dude doing his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm going to become a rat bastard.
Things in the BMF world are getting straight up chaotic, and it's looking like 50 Cent might have fumbled the bag on this one. Lil Meech ain't letting it slide either. He's coming straight for 50 after he tried to put his pops, Big Meech, on blast as a snitch. But now, folks are starting to see that 50 might have been twisting the whole story. Just a few weeks back, 50 was on a full-blown mission to air Meech out, dropping memes and going off about some so-called exclusive paperwork that was supposed to prove Meech was working with the feds. But here's the kicker. This so-called exclusive paperwork, it's been out in the open for years. And check this, 50 knew about it when he first set out to make BMF, put Lil Meech in the lead role, and even covered his acting lessons. So if 50 really thought Big Meech was a snitch, why would he go and build a whole show celebrating him, all while playing mentor to his son? Now, the situation spun all the way out of control, and folks are crawling out the woodwork, claiming 50 straight up paid them to push the snitching story on Big Meech. So if this really went down like folks are saying, then the 50's whole anti-Meek movement was never about exposing the truth. Nah, this was all about him being in his feelings cause Meech linked up with Rick Ross. But instead of just keeping it a buck, 50 went on this whole mission, acting like he had brand new receipts, when really, he was just salty that Meech ain't stuck by him. But the wildest part? 50 still ain't letting up. Just the other day, he hopped on IG again, throwing more shots at Big Meech, claiming Meech told his old associate, Tammy Cowan, to snitch on him. But once again, 50 already knew all this when he first teamed up with Lil Meech for BMF. So why is it suddenly a problem now? Either way, Lil Meech ain't sitting quiet. He's clapping back, warning that 50 gotta answer for the way he disrespected his pops and messed up the BMF show, not just for him, but for all the actors and crew who lost their jobs over some nonsense. But the real question is, what's Lil Meech planning to do to get back at 50? And did 50 just expose himself as a straight-up hypocrite? Or is there something deeper behind his obsession with these snitching claims? Let's get into it. Just when folks thought 50 was finally easing up on them snitching claims about Big Meech, he spun the block and came right back with another IG post, doubling down and calling Meech out for supposedly working with the feds through his old associate Tammy Cowans. But he ain't stopping there. 50 took it a step further, straight up blacking out Lil Meech's face in the BMF photos he posted, basically making it loud and clear. Lil Meech is out the show and he ain't coming back. 50 came through in the caption, talking reckless. Listen to the words. Big screech. You keep forgetting that you told Tammy Cowans to get your time cut, sucker. And just so y'all know, this ain't random. 50 dropped this post just days after Lil Meech made it clear where he stands. Lil Meech had just posted a picture with Big Meech, letting the world know he's 10 toes down for his pops. His caption, before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers get answered. I love you, Pops. Death before dishonor. Later on, Lil Meech switched up his caption, only keeping the death before dishonor part, basically letting folks know he ain't rocking with those snitching claims about his dad. But let's rewind to 50 saying Big Meech told Tammy Cowans to help get his time cut. Now, if 50 is so against snitches, why is he cool with working with Tammy? Tammy is a producer on the BMF show on Starz, which was put together with 50's G-Unit Films and Television Inc. And this right here is why fans are calling 50 a hypocrite. Cause even if we entertain the idea that Big Meech really did work with Tammy Cowan in some way, why is it only a big deal now? Let's not forget, 50 built a whole show, BMF, off Big Meech's so-called legacy. And when Big Meech got out last October, 50 was still out here showing him love, talking about how he wanted to honor his story by putting his son, Lil Meech, in the spotlight.
Now you mentioned Meech. Have you spoke to Meech at all?
I had a text message conversation back and forth with him because he's in the halfway house.
So. What do you think his next move should be?
Well, he got a lot of things he can do, man. You might want to make a movie. You might want to do some different things where, because I understand how important real is to our culture, right? But when you develop in television, it's to find the best possible story you can find and then make up something.
Choke No Joke just spoke on this too, calling out how 50 was out here publicly praising a former kingpin. But now, all of a sudden, the real problem is that he might have snitched on other dealers.
People was praising Meech for destroying the community, destroying his own people. He was praised, cheered, and then now, if he tried to tell on somebody allegedly and help clean up the streets.
Meanwhile, Terrence Gangsta Williams, who did time in the same prison as Big Meech, stepped up and called out 50 Cent and other industry folks for picking and choosing who they want to label as a snitch.
Do you think Big Meech told on somebody to get out, snitched, did anything extra?
No. Let me tell you why. Big Meech's paperwork is public records. There is no proof that Big Meech said, hey, bust him, bust him, bust him. Now, the situation with the lady Tammy, the female that he cool with or whatever, mess with whatever, I was having an argument with somebody about this last night. Now, if we go by prison rules and standards, Big Meech didn't sit down with the agents and say, hey, my bro gonna go ahead and settle boy up for me, so make sure y'all give me the credit. So we couldn't make a move on him because his name not in the paperwork for authorizing this.
So basically, as long as 50 and Meech were cool, Meech wasn't a rat in 50's book. But the moment he flicked it up with his op, Rick Ross, now he is a snitch? Make that make sense. Now, to keep it real, Big Meech linking up with Ross was a weird move, especially after everything 50 did for Lil Meech. Like Tony Yayo said in his Vlad TV interview, if Meech really needed some quick cash, all he had to do was hit up 50 for a welcome home concert instead of messing with Ross.
And then on Meech end, I look at that was bad management too, because we just was over there. We just took a picture with you at your house. But I felt like when we left there, it was a money thing because what Lil Meech said about the Ferrari and Little Baby having 4 pockets full of money and didn't give his pops nothing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I would have never, if a nigga, I wouldn't even have mentioned no shit like that in front of real niggas anyway. That's just me. But Meech is a little kid and it's understandable. He's young, make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Fifth, we just came off 103 dates. All Meech had to do was ask 50 to do the show anywhere. He gonna sell it out?
So really, this whole situation ain't about no street code or principles. It's just 50's personal grudge against Ross. Now he trying to act like he taking some moral stand against snitching. But let's be real, he ain't had no issue with this info for years. He is just pulling it out now because it benefits him. All he really had to say was he felt played because Big Meech ran to Ross, even though 50 did way more for the Flannery family than Ross ever did. That alone would have been a solid reason for him to cut ties with Meech. At the end of the day, 50 really put Lil Meech on when nobody else was checking for him. Even Lil Meech himself admitted that before linking with 50, he was lost. No real direction, no clue what was next, but 50 saw something in him, took him under his wing, and even paid for his acting lessons for 2 whole years. And let's keep it a buck. 50 ain't have to do that. He could have just hired a seasoned actor and kept his bread, but instead, he chose to bet on Lil Meech.
I was still trying to find myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, man, what you gonna do? Like, shit, I don't know. And I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting classes for 2 years in LA.
On top of that, Lil Meech low-key fumbled his own bag. Instead of stacking his money and setting himself up for the long run, word is he blew most of his BMF checks on designer drip and jewelry. And to make it worse, Tony Yayo just put him on blast for moving entitled, talking about how he was out here telling industry dudes like Lil Baby they should be chipping in to help Big Meech. But check this, Yayo also said that while Lil Meech was out here asking for money, he was turning around and dropping $100,000 on Chrome Hearts jeans at the same time.
Okay, so the show was successful, 3 seasons in. Lil Meech was making money, but he was spending it hand over fist. Like you said, there was a Richard Mille watch, which he got, almost arrested over.
you see it yourself.
There
it was
all
shit.
all the clothes.
Yeah, it's.
I'm seeing Go Yard luggage.
Yeah,
like, this is shit that I afforded later on in life.
Come on, man, niggas know. And then you in Atlanta at that, where niggas indulge in spending money. Like you see a nigga, motherfucking with 100,000 poking out his pocket. Niggas is doing 40, 50,000 in the club. That's what you around, nigga. You gonna spend money. Chrome Heart jeans. You got 10 pair of those, do the math. What's that, 100,000? Shout to Chrome Heart, you know what I'm saying? But you know me, I get some Chrome Hearts, I'm gonna wear them shits for at least 2 weeks. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. You know what I'm saying?
But here's where it gets even crazier. 50 just dropped another bomb, claiming Lil Meech was showing up to set high, and it was 50 who had to step in and get him right. Not only that, but 50 allegedly covered the cost for his rehab after finding out Lil Meech was hooked on whippets. Yeah, that nitrous oxide, laughing gas type stuff. And on top of all that, 50 said Big Meech was low-key jealous of the bond he had with Lil Meech. He even put it out there in an IG post. I think he was uncomfortable with Mimi and Mimi's relationship. I'm telling Mimi I don't want him doing sa. Yes, he told him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Mimi, chill, stop spending all your money. He told him how much money he blew. People don't know I had to send Mimi to rehab. Russell Hornsby peeped to his high AF on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test. Then Ian told me the little dude had whippets in his truck. I said, what's F as whippets? I look, and it's the wish to be in BB guns. But Lil Meech ain't trying to take no accountability. Now he out here clapping back at 50 like he untouchable. Peep this. Just hours after 50 posted those shady BMF promo pics with Lil Meech's face blacked out, Lil Meech spun the block with a response nobody saw coming. He went straight to his Instagram and posted the exact same photos, but this time with his face crystal clear, like he was making a statement. And if that wasn't enough, Lil Meech doubled down by dropping a promo video for the new season of BMF, basically acting like he's still locked in with the show, despite 50 trying to erase him. Now fans are more confused than ever. Is Lil Meech low-key saying he's still part of BMF, no matter what 50 claims? Did he already sign that new season contract, meaning 50 don't even have the power to cut him? And here's the wild part. Some fans are speculating that 50 stirred up this whole mess with Big Meech, and the snitching talk just to boost hype for the new season. One fan even slid into Lil Meech's comments like, what if the beef was fake just to promote the show? And another user added, everything 50 is doing is a promotion for everything. Remember I said this, attention sells, but some folks ain't buying this theory, saying it doesn't really add up because the filming was clearly wrapped up way before all this drama even kicked off. Plus, Lil Meech might just be legally locked in to push it on his socials. But just when we thought this whole situation couldn't get any wilder, Rick Ross decided to crank up the heat. Now he's out here threatening to buy 50's masters. Rose dropped a video on his stories, throwing shade and hinting that 50's struggling to get his G-Unit film studios off the ground. Then straight up offered to buy all his masters.
I didn't know that they say I was the only person that fucked 50 Cent up. I ain't know that. I'm gonna be honest. Tony Yayo told 50 Cent himself, y'all could Google it. Tony Yayo said, I wouldn't do that if I was, cause Tony Yayo know them ain't got no money. Come on, man, look at Tony Yayo and Auntie Murder nigga. Them niggas need facials. Oh, no, skin ain't even right, boy. But look, 50. Who own your masters? I buy your masters.
But Ross wasn't done there. He went ahead and reshared 50's post from April 2024, where he announced the expansion of G-Unit film and TV studios. Then he hit him with the slick talk saying, it's been a year, 50, what's taking so long? We got 21 questions. And just to make sure folks knew he was serious about coping with 50's masters, Ross doubled down, reposting a Rap TV IG post and casually adding a cheese emoji. But if you thought Ross was finna let up, think again. He came right back with another video, straight up clowning 50 for allegedly struggling. And he didn't stop there. He even hinted that 50's being a hypocrite, trying to come for Big Meech, just cause Meech linked up with Ross. Meanwhile, 50's still cool with dudes like DJ Khaled and Flo Rida, who both rock with Ross heavy.
50 Cent, let these people know you really admire me. You love my style, the way I dress, the money I get. And let them know that if you really could, you would put all this shit to the side to do business with me and work with me. It's the truth. I know it is. Because when you see me stand next to Big Meech, your knees buckle. Oh, my ops, friends is my ops. I'm my ops, all that fake talk. But when you see my brother DJ Khaled, you hugged that boy and drooled on his Amiri. You drooled. When you see little bro Flo Rida, you pick that boy up by the waist and lift him up. Woo!
I be having to tell niggas, they be thinking, nah, he just
I do this for fun.
spoon fed. Nah, I ain't like that.
I just have to show y'all real quick. It's one of my hobbies.
Nah, I watch it.
Brought you some low.
What's up, cuz? I'm that cousin you ain't mad.
Yeah, don't ever play with him.
I got paid to say that.
Oh, see, bruh? Son, come
I
on,
kept it
man.
real. I got paid. But I know the real truth, right? No, when I got paid.
Hey, who paid you?
50 Cent.
So yeah, this whole mess turned into something way bigger than anybody saw coming. You got 50 still out here pushing those snitching claims on Big Meech, while Lil Meech stuck in the middle, 1 minute swearing he's loyal to 50, then the next popping up with Ross. Meanwhile, Ross just keep throwing gas on the fire, taking shots at 50 and even sending out threats now. So while we wait to see how 50 claps back, let us know what y'all think about this whole situation. Was 50 really onto something with trying to expose Big Meech for allegedly snitching, or did he cross the line and take it too far? And what about Lil Meech? Was 50 right to cut him off, or was he just moving off emotion? Now, Ross is clearly having a field day with all this, but do y'all think he really got a plan to snatch 50's masters, or is he just trolling for the laughs? Drop all your thoughts in the comments, and don't sleep on this next video.